Obviously, I have to bite my tongue or hold myself back or not partake in certain activities, experiences, go to certain places to this.
They're not biting their tongue, honey. I don't know what alternate universe you live in where women are biting their tongue, but it's not here.
Look at these lives that women are building, and look how much happier you can be single than with some.
You guys literally come here on the internet asking where all the good men at, and why are men not approaching me anymore? Why am I not getting attention anymore? But yet you guys are happy?
Somebody that is dragging you down.
They're so brainwashed and so sad. I feel sorry for some of them.
The post-wedding crash is like childbirth. No one is talking about it, and everyone is experiencing it.
If you're having like a post-wedding crash, you probably shouldn't have got married.
I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it.
There's a difference between dating and building a roster. So much to get to here. Oh, man.
Like, women are just cooked.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Brand new episode of the Jedediah Bila Show. I'm so glad you're here. We have a stacked show today, 6 incredible clips, and we are going to take them one by one. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. Clip number 1 is a goodie.
I don't think women are mean enough, and unfortunately for us, out of survival, I don't think that we can be meaner in real time. I am someone, if you know me and you follow me for a long time, or if you know me in real life, I do not respect men. They are not a species in which I give respect to just because, like, they have to earn it. And if that
just because, oh right, because we're not human beings that just deserve certain base level of cordialness or respect. No, we just deserve to be treated like trash.
I still don't want to be around most men. However, I know my place in the world as a woman who is 115 pounds, is not going to be able to physically fight off a man in the instance he wanted to overpower me. And knowing that is having to think in your mind constantly on how to behave and policing yourself on what is going to be deemed.
You would think that, but then women would be a lot more nice and cordial if they actually feared men in this way, but they don't. Because they actually don't fear men in this way.
As safe and what isn't. Obviously, I have to bite my tongue or hold myself back or not partake in certain activities, experiences, go to certain places because of my own safety, and every single woman can relate to this. An example of this is I am in Italy, I do not speak Italian, and I'm by myself. Yes, I have family friends in the area, and yes, I have a certain sense of community in the town that I live in. However, when I branch out of that, I am vulnerable. And solo travel is not something that intimidates me. I actually love it because I think that it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, but as a woman, you have to have a certain awareness.
Even as a man, I wouldn't advise other men to travel solo. Travel with friends, travel with family, travel with others. It's safer that way. We're not stupid to do things that you seem to think you want to do because you can just do it because you're a man. No, men don't do those things. As we don't really like walking in alleys at nighttime. We also are scared of that too.
Okay, stop her there with awareness because the tangent is just going to go on and on and on. Okay. I could have even stopped this a little sooner, frankly. So she's basically essentially saying, you know, women aren't mean enough. They should be meaner. I don't know. Honey, do you have a TikTok? Why don't you watch the show? We got plenty of mean women that we showcase. I love the line, I don't respect men. I don't respect men. Okay, so right off the bat, you got her number, right, guys? Okay, I don't respect men. Now, what's interesting is she'll say, I don't respect men, they have to earn it. Okay, honey, what if guys said that to you? Yep. If guys said, I don't respect you, I don't respect women, what would you label them in that second? I don't respect women would get a label of misogynist, woman hater, all the verbiage would be thrown out at them, right? What if they said, I don't respect you, you have to earn it, right? How would you receive that, honey? Would you receive it well? I'm willing to bet no. So the double standard is that she doesn't have to respect you on second one.
But you have to respect her.
But you have to respect her on second one. In fact, you have to respect her even
without her even earning it.
If she behaves badly, even if she has a roster that makes you want to vomit, even if she's an ingrate, even if she's you still have to respect her. But she doesn't have to respect you because men in general are just bad, she was told. Okay. Again, I need you to see the correlation between men, straight men, and bad, evil, dangerous, abusive.
They're one and the same,
This is what's
according to
happening
women.
in these modern women's minds, right? No accountability for what they're doing to wreck the dating process. No accountability for their role.
None.
And this perception of you as like just bad people from the get-go. Okay, to be avoided, to be tiptoed around because if we make you mad. Now, let's be honest about this for a second, though. Okay, do they really believe that? No. Get in the chat. Do you think they really believe?
No, because they don't tiptoe around men. They use and abuse men mentally and physically. And men, let them, because we know we're the stronger ones. The stronger one doesn't just abuse his power left and right.
That you're dangerous, that you're this, that you're that they have to tiptoe around you. I don't think so. Why? Because they wouldn't be making these videos then, right? They wouldn't
Correct.
be making all these. They're basically making videos, trashing guys all day long. You know, they wouldn't be doing that if they were so afraid of you, right? If these women who have husbands were so afraid of their husbands, they be making videos trashing their husbands and then, you know, commenting on other people's videos all day long, trashing their husbands? If you were really afraid of your husband, would you be behaving like that?
No.
Okay. If you were really afraid of guys, you wouldn't be acting like this. Right? You're not afraid. You're not afraid at all. In fact, you're not afraid to the point where you're like, you know, and I'm not saying you should be afraid of men, but I'm saying you don't even have enough respect to care that how the information is going to be received by guys when you're like, oh, guys are this, guys are that. You don't care at all. You don't care at all. So men are bad. Now, the idea, she also says that women, actually, she uses the words, women bite their tongue. Do you see women biting their tongue?
Never.
Y'all, if women were biting their
I wish women would bite their tongue. It'd be a lot more silent in the world.
tongue, I wouldn't have a show. It's a reaction show. All we do is pull clips of women who are not biting their tongue in any respect.
Nope.
They are not biting their tongue. They're telling you guys off. They're saying how they're abusing you. They're saying how they're taking advantage of you. They're saying how you're not entitled to have an opinion about X, Y, and Z. They're trashing their boyfriends. They're trashing their husbands. They're saying they're taking advantage of you. They're there for your cash. They're all over the place. They're not biting their tongue, honey. I don't know what alternate universe you live in where women are biting their tongue, but it's not here. What planet are you on? Invite us. I'd love to see what it looks
It's in the Lulu land.
like over there. Amazing. She also says all women can relate to this. Now, honey, I don't walk through the world thinking all men are evil and all men are about to do me harm. I don't know what women you're talking to, but I'm not one of them. So when you say all women can relate to this story, honey, count me out.
Shout outs to Jeddah for fighting the good fight with us.
Number 2, career women. Let's talk. Let's do it.
Let's go.
For so many years, the rhetoric was all these women are going to end up alone. There's never been so many women that are unmarried without children. And I think this takes back the narrative of like, look at these lives that women are building and look how much happier you can be single than with somebody that is dragging you down and draining your resources. And none of this is to say, wanting partnership is not embarrassing. Wanting partnership is beautiful. And if somebody can have what you have, a real teammate in life that makes their life better and uplifts them, makes their life easier, that's the goal. We're social beings. We all want to be with somebody. But until we find that, making your entire personality and identity about another person who might not even be worthy of it, that's what's embarrassing.
And women don't need men anymore, hot take. And I love the content surrounding this and how marriage benefits men more than women now.
Like, the more they say this and the more men are just listening to marriage benefits men, marriage benefits men. Men are not stupid. We're not dumb of your gaslighting tactic of thinking that all of a sudden it's better for us. Like, you keep saying it, but men don't believe it because we face most of the consequences. It ain't gonna all of a sudden make men want to get married because you keep saying that it's better for us.
In this day and age, I saw a comment and it said, if marriage benefited women, they would have taken it away from us by now.
I can't. They're so
Wow.
brainwashed and so sad. I feel sorry for some of them. I really do. I mean, you know, to
I
a
don't.
point. You feel sorry, but then when they
No,
start,
you
you know,
don't.
trying to wreck everybody's life, you got to, you know, that's when we come to the mic. Okay, so listen, this idea of unmarried, alone, single, childless women, full of their career, being happy. This is the story I always tell about that, you know, 40-year-old woman who lives in a place like New York City and has the really nice apartment and has the really good job. And, you know, everyone, you know, all of these young women look at her and say, oh, she's got it all. She didn't need a man and she didn't need kids.
Sex in
And
the City
inside that
lifestyle,
woman is
pretty much.
rotting. And you know how I know that? Because I was surrounded by them working in television, and the ones who didn't have children and
See, I can believe Jeddah because, yeah, she worked in that industry where, yeah, a lot of career women have crossed her path.
didn't have families and followed that career climb, and they were miserable on the inside, because it's all fun and games in your 20s, and you get to an older age and you're looking for different comforts. You're looking for the comforts of a husband, you're looking for the comforts of a family, all of those things. You look to your right and left and you see that other people made different decisions, and that career climb, you know, no husband, no kids, I don't need anybody life is really freaking lonely. It's very lonely, it's very depressing, and it's
Especially for women. For men, it's doable. I think a lot of men are able to live a normal life this way. For women, I don't seem to think it's possible.
very unfulfilling. So that's the truth. That is the truth that women need to be told, is that if you don't prioritize these things
You don't
young,
get 'em.
you are going to make it less and less possible that it's going to happen for you older, and that life should not be glorified, because in most cases it's not fun. In most cases it's not fun. She says wanting partnership isn't embarrassing. So in other words, wanting partnership isn't embarrassing, but wanting a husband and a family somehow makes no sense.
Right.
I love this concept that women have of how, like, you shouldn't, like, they're so opposed to, like, this "you complete me," or this building your identity around being a wife and being a mom. It bothers them so much because they've been sold a lie, and they've been told that doing that is demeaning to them. That
Correct.
saying, you know, wife, mom, that's demeaning, that somehow that doesn't get to the root of, like, yeah, but what do you really want to be doing? Because they view it as some form of oppression. Like, oh, no one would really want to just be a wife and a mom, right? That's so oppressive and so horrible. Patriarchy, blah, 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 all the bullshit words they throw out, right? And they think that because they've swallowed it. They've swallowed it all. And
I think it's hard for them to think anything else because they've been fed this since they were kids. They grew up with this. No one's ever told them any different.
so they assume that you must really down inside want to be doing something different. And what is that something different? Some career climb where you have a boss that 9 out of 10 times treats you like shit, where you're under blue light all day long, where you're sitting in an office getting masculinized and
The blue light does mess with your eyes.
miserable. I'm telling you, almost all the women that I worked with in television had autoimmune conditions. Every single one. It was like, what? How could because they were rotting on the inside. They were rotting on the inside from too many hours and too much stress and too much pressure. And the meetings in industries like that, much like finance and television, it's horrible.
I hate my finance meetings. I can agree with this.
It's so depleting in every way. And that's what was happening. Their body was telling them, stop. So this is just trash advice. And I love at the end, women don't need men anymore. Okay, again, honey, you are freaking deluded. Men do everything. Yeah, okay, you have your cute little job and you make your money and you come home and you have a nice little apartment. They fix everything. They build everything. They shield you from harm, ultimately, on a large scale and on a small
We shield you so much. You don't even know the difficulties of the real world.
scale. What would you do without men? Tell me, what would you do? You're going to go out and women built the roads outside your house?
Hell no.
Did they fix your roof?
Hell
Did they
no.
come and when you take your car to the mechanic, who takes care of it? And I know these things that, oh, it's so
Men.
small. Who cares? Really? It's your whole life. Your firemen, your policemen, your military. Who is it? It's men. So stop saying women don't need men just because you think that you get a ton of attention and maybe today you don't need a boyfriend. Think bigger. Let the light bulb go off upstairs, honey, if it's still there.
That's the problem, Jeddah. I always say it. Women can't see past this. All they can ever see is this. You know, like they can only see what's in front of them, and then anything past this, they've never even thought of. They only care about what this is.
Number 4. Let's get to it. This is sad to watch. Let's see it.
I want to talk about the post-wedding crash out because this is a phenomenon that I had never heard of. And then every one of our friends has come out of the woodwork, including a friend of mine that I was talking to last night, one of our really good friends.
A man.
A man. He said I was depressed for 2 weeks.
Okay, so I'll say right to the camera. The post-wedding crash is like childbirth. No one is talking about it and everyone is experiencing it. My girlfriends, weeks. I had to take a nap every day. I couldn't get out of bed. I had to go to therapy. I was so depressed. And I was like, no one has mentioned this.
Brenna said
Depressed about
months. She said 2 months.
We walked into our house on Sunday and I just burst into tears. Something about walking into the empty house.
These women are so broken.
I literally was looking around the house like, that's where Corey and Ham were in the kitchen when Shashank was making the burritos. And I had this thought, like, I miss my mom, and I like lost it.
I was like,
These women have never experienced any turmoil in their lives. Now that they're separating from their mother and committing to someone else, they feel this sense of loss. Is that what I'm hearing?
arms full of stuff, just like bringing it out of the car, putting it inside, going back out. I was like, where the fuck is Ashley? And like, I like finished it, and I'm like walking up the stairs with a bunch of stuff in my arms, and she's like hunched over the island.
Sobbing.
I was just like, oh God. She's like shaking. She's like crying. I was like, what's going on
I
here?
didn't see it coming. And then I start asking people. Jacqueline is like, oh, girl, it's like the realest thing. Everyone is depressed after their wedding.
I felt a little empty, similar to you.
They're depressed because they got what they wanted, and it's not exactly what they wanted. I think this is the problem. I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, it's they've built this day up to such a degree, and when it happens and it's gone, they don't know what else to do with their life.
I was like, this is where everyone was. And now this past week, I've been like, what was I doing last week? Oh, yeah, I was
It's
having the best
crazy.
fucking week of my life with a bunch of people I love.
Okay. So much to get to here. Oh man. The few weeks after my wedding were probably like the happiest ever. I was ecstatic. I don't know who these women are. It's sad. So the question is why, right? Why is post-wedding crash? Okay, if you're having like a post-wedding crash, you probably
You never
shouldn't have got
wanted the
married.
wedding in the
And this
first
is why
place.
it's really important to know when you're I love marriage. Good marriage can solidify family and men and women
Agreed.
and community, and is so important. Bad marriage can wreck your entire life. So you got to
True.
be really careful who you choose, and you got to make sure it's what you really want, right? Because
I always say, if you do want family and you do want kids, put the work in. That's a lot of work because there's a lot of trash to sift through.
marriage it's two people coming together, and it's a relationship, right? There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be challenges from the outside. You have to kind of really want it, right? And really believe in it. If you get married, something about a woman saying, and he even says he was empty. So honey, I don't know if you made the right choice, but something about women, listening to women complain about, oh, I just got married and I was like so depressed. I had to like go into therapy. Well, honey, why? Is there a fear of losing your single life? Is that, did you have a hoe phase and you like want to hold on to that? Are you worried? Did you marry just because you thought you were supposed to marry? And now you're
Exactly.
like with a guy that you don't really care about, and you're thinking, oh, well, I'm not going
That's
to be
my
able to
thought
get with this
process
guy
of
or
what
that guy. And
they're
now I'm
doing.
just with one man for the rest of my life. Oh my God. If that's the conversation having in your head, you're not marriage material, at least not today. Right. So own it and don't get married. Okay. Because that's, I know people divorce like this now, like they're going to the grocery store, but that shouldn't be the case either. Right. It should be different. There's also something about listening to women whine makes me crazy. And it's so interesting because, The View, right? Used to be on The View. And it was insufferable to be there, truly. I also did a show called Outnumbered with all women. And it's like these all women panels, like they're so cringe inducing because you're basically like listening to women like whine and moan and
Pretty much.
the whole time, right? It's just this energy in your ear. You're just like, oh my God, stop talking, right? It's like constant. And there's always like bitching, and especially The View, right? And everyone's always trying to copy that model. Right. And they're always like, oh, we're going to do a version. And I'm like, oh, y'all, I think what's wrong with The View is like the cackling women constantly. Like they just don't stop, and they're all moody and mad. And then there's like behind the scenes, they all can't stand each other. Right. On a lot of these shows.
True.
Trust me. There's like infighting, and there's like this veil of silence when the show starts. And then everyone's like, oh, ha, 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 ha. And then during the breaks, it's like, it's really bad on a lot of these shows. So it's like everyone's always trying to copy it. But there is something about listening to women just like complain constantly. Like, you just got married and you're already bitching? Oh, man, it's just hard to listen to. Just my side note. Okay. Number 5 is interesting. I'm curious what you're going to think about this with respect to hookup culture. Y'all doing hookup culture? You shouldn't. Y'all doing the hookup culture? No, you're doing it. Some of y'all doing it.
I partaked.
Just saying. Let's
I used
listen.
to.
Number 5.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do.
You hear that? Like, I have to build a roster. Off the rip, you're doing it wrong.
don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s and live with
Right, because we can just be a bum in our 30s and not achieve anything or do anything and live in a cardboard box, and then women are just gonna throw themselves at us, right?
Normal life. Girls don't have that luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only
This is a scary woman to deal with, especially a single mother to deal
child.
with.
Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy. Like, I want all of these things.
I want all of these things, but I made the completely opposite choices to get me where I'm at now.
But people don't want that nowadays, it feels. It feels like no matter...
They don't want it with a single mother that can't seem to control her own emotions, yeah.
It's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like,
Okay, we'll stop it there. What is Hinge? What is all of this? Okay, this is quite a meltdown, right? Ooh, someone lost their mind. It's amazing how they have the meltdown and they tape it. And then they watch it and they're like, yeah, I think I should post this. What, honey? What? Why? Love, did you watch it though? Ooh. Okay.
I'll admit to you guys, there's some episodes I have recorded that I broke down crying because I was talking about my mother too much, or that video hit home with my mother. You guys never seen those videos. There may be a few videos where it's just like, okay, it's not, but I watch some of my own videos and I'm just like, oh man, I think I did too much. You know, like I actually see these things. And I'm just like, no, I don't want people to see me in this light. Why would you want others to see you in a light of misery like that, or of vulnerability?
Glad you posted it though, because we have a lot to say. Okay. So honey, listen up, because you're asking for help, so I'm going to give it to you. You're 25 years old. You're young, right? The way that you get
Somewhat.
yourself, you want to line yourself up for marriage, for children, for all these things that you say you want. It's not by building a roster. It's not by racking up a body count. It's not by doing
It's not by being a single mother either.
hookup culture. That's not getting you anywhere. The only thing as a female that's going to get you actually is you're going to get a lot of guys who ultimately won't want you. You are going to X yourself out of a lot of good guys, right? Now, that doesn't mean don't date. There's a difference between dating and building
And
a
a
roster.
roster.
Okay. So you don't want to be building a roster as a woman. Okay. That's a negative. Negative minus. One little check goes in the minus column, right? For you. Okay. What you want to do, and I always say this to guys also, you don't want to be doing that. Hookup culture, building a roster.
I agree. You want to put in effort and time into a significant person, not spread yourself out.
That doesn't serve you either. Okay, maybe it's not as damaging emotionally, but it doesn't serve you. So I always say to guys, you want to become the person who attracts women. You want to build up who you are. You want to be a financially successful, stable, healthy, in shape, well-groomed. By that, I don't mean the fancy designer stuff. I just mean, someone who takes care of themselves, cares about their hygiene, etc. You want to have a roof over your head. You want to be able to provide for the right woman. You want to have that ability. You want to be loyal. You want to be a kind, good person. You want to have good friends, good family, whatever it may be, good connections in the world, all of those things. That energy, that confident, capable, good quality energy will attract women. They will flock to you like a magnet.
And she's right. This is something I actually experienced myself personally as I've divorced, dated out there, participated in hookup culture a little bit, and then now I'm in a more stable moment in my life and focus more on certain important things. There's more women that are giving me attention.
Same goes for you, but it's different things. You also, instead of building a roster and instead of doing hookup culture, instead of doing all this shit that's going to bring you negatives, you want to become a woman that guys are going to want, right? So you want to embrace your femininity. You want to be selective. You don't want to be known as the girl who is building a roster. You don't want to rack up a body count. That's undesirable to them. They don't want that. Yuck. Ugh. Right?
And shout outs to Jetta for genuinely giving women, this is solid advice for women, right? Like, we're watching this and listening to this because we're men and we like to, be behind the scenes, but it's nice that there's actually women that are trying to give women at least some damn good advice.
You want to be a woman of virtue. You want to be respectful. You want to be all of those things that we talk about all of the time. You want to be that and you want to exude that, right?
Correct.
So that you attract guys to you, good men to you. So this is not a game of like going out and just building up names and this, that, because this is about building up who you are and actually caring about building up the things that attract the opposite sex, right? So building up, don't build up things that women care about if you're trying to attract men. Build up things men care about. Don't
Correct.
build, same vice versa. So she gets it wrong and it's frustrating and there's some degree of understanding that frustration, but man alive, honey, what you doing? Hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that like button. You know you want to. You know you have to.
Give her that like.
All right, last clip of the day. This has a quote that I'll have to read to you, but take a look at the clip and then we'll read the text together. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Tonight we get free alcohol from men and ignore them after.
So
And then women like this wonder why they get treated like trash.
the quote, the text says, tonight's the night we get free alcohol from men and ignore them after. Okay, so get another proud post of women where they're saying, oh, I'm using the hell out of you and I'm enjoying it, right?
Yep.
Another one that guys look out and say, oh, this is why I don't bother with them. This is why I don't want to ask you out. And this kind of goes with the clip before it, because the clip before it is this woman in frustration, right? 25, oh my God, like, where are all the good guys? Like, everyone's always like, where are all the good guys? Well, honey, the good guys watched these videos. The good guys watched your TikTok. Good guys said, oh, really? You think you're going to pull one over on me like that?
Right?
I don't think so. I'm not spending cash on you.
Again, like, women just forgot that the men have access to the internet too. We also have TikTok and all these things. And then we have men's channel like mine that compilates all of these things.
They want anymore. The good guy said, oh, really? You're going to trash? Okay, never mind. Cancel. Right? They don't want it anymore. What's in it for them? What is in it for them? So these are the same women that will complain and cry and moan and all of that stuff that where have all the good guys gone? And they will have no acknowledgement. And I say this all the time. How and when is the mass delete going to happen? Because eventually these 20-somethings are going to be 30-something and they're going to be wanting to get picked. And they're going to be like, oh my God, how do I delete? Listen, you're not going to be able to delete it all because people like me take it and clip it into the shows, right?
Correct.
You're not. The internet is that way now. You put something out there and it's just, right? It just is. Even if you do a deletion on your account, it's probably what landed somewhere, right? And not only that, they're not doing one video. It's like a whole theme. This is how they're living their life. Like, oh, I'm using you. Haha. This is their whole theme of how they're living. So it's just, listen, ladies, at some point, you're going to bite yourself in the ass is all I'm saying. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, it's funny when women come on the internet to give each other advices, and you hear these advices and you see the videos that they make for each other, and it's just like, how is this even considered good advice? And then you get someone like Jetta coming along telling women these things, and then they ignore her or call her a pick-me. And it's just like, this woman took advices from men, listened to men, applied it to her own life, and used it for other moments for other people, but yet you think what she's saying is wrong, but she has the results you want. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.